Hey mages, welcome or welcome back to Total MTG. Today we are looking at some Dominaria United budget cards today. Now the set is near enough all spoiled. I picked out 10 cards, common and uncommon, a mixture of them, what I thought would be really good budget arena cards for us. You know, wild cards are very, very hard to get hold of, being the rare and the mythic rare cards. So it's good for us budget players or people like playing, you know, new players, new beginner players to MTG Arena to pick some cards that you'll be able to play in maybe various decks. And hopefully these are some of the strongest ones. Now, these are cards up to, recorded this on Tuesday. So if there's any cards that have come out in the last couple of days, please let me know in the comments below what you think will be really good budget, common and uncommon cards. So first of all, we're going to look at Phoenix Chick. This is a really good Phoenix. It's a 1/1 for 1 red mana, flying haste. Phoenix Chick can't block. I mean, it's just a hilarious name, Phoenix Chick. People are saying it's the hottest Phoenix there is. Whenever you attack with 3 or more creatures, you may pay double red. If you do, return Phoenix Chick from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped and attack with a 1/1 counter on it. So that seems really good. Now, this is going to fit into some red deck win decks straight away, and there's budget versions of that and non-budget versions of that. But I feel like this is a card that could be in blue-red flyers as well. So it's generally going to be a really good uncommon card to pick up. You may be able to use it in various deck, and I think this definitely is one of the stronger ones in red. So we're now going to go to black. This card is Pilfer. 1 and a black, sorcery speed. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. Now, we're usually having some kind of stipulation with these sort of cards, but this doesn't have it. So if we're going to be building Dimir Control on a budget, this card is definitely going to be going into my decks, and I think this will certainly see play in all manner of matter decks as well. It's a really good card, 2 mana. Potentially taking your best card from your opponent. They have to discard that. And it's uncommon, which is what this video is all about, is finding these really good cards, because we have a lot of common and uncommon, normally wild cards, and we want to pick these. This go in Dimir Control, any type of control deck. Mono black, I can see this being put in as well for me as well, because I like mono black control, and it's definitely going to card that you're going to be seeing on this channel, so we'll be able to test it out and see how good it is. The next card I really do like, I see this as a finisher for blue for budget players. It's Djinn of the Fountain for double blue. It's big, yeah, big costing, but it's a 4/4 flyer. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, choose 1. Djinn of the Fountain gets +1/1 to end of turn. Exile the Djinn, return it to the battlefield under its own control at the beginning of the next end step, or you get to scry 1. So potentially a deck filled with lots of dirty blue cantripy sort of spells, or if you're playing Izzet or blue-white, anything like that, this could be your finisher. It can get bigger to end of turns. You could be pecking away. Flying has evasion, which seems really good as well. The 4/4 stats are nice. You know, it's getting a lot of abilities on there. You know, maybe it would have been nice to have 4/5. It does cost 6 mana, but you're getting, every time you play an instant sorcery spell, one of these abilities, which Scry is very good. Protection, and then obviously +1/1. If you can cantrip off multiple little spells, you might be able to finish this off with a couple of swings. It could really be that good. Sticking with blue, we're going Rona's Vortex, 1 blue mana for an instant speed. Love this card. Kicker's back. It has Kicker 3 as well. Return target creature or planeswalker you don't control to its owner's hand. If this spell was kicked, put that permanent on the bottom of its library instead. Now, it's not always good to give a planeswalker back to your opponent, but it still, for 4 mana, could actually get rid of the spell. For budget players, this is going to be a very versatile card for us. So, you know, returning target creature or planeswalker, someone's attacking you for the win, you can return it. If you've got that 4 mana open and they've got, you know, maybe a creature with massive counters on or something like that, you can negate that and put it onto the bottom of their library and save yourself. You know, if a planeswalker's about to ultimate or anything like that, it might actually be worth doing that. You know, if you haven't got the kicker, just return it to their hand. So Rona's Vortex has a lot of versatility for me, and is going to be seen in quite a few blue decks, or maybe mono blue tempo, or, you know, not mono blue, sorry, Dimir tempo or something like that. But I do expect it to see some play. Very simple one, this one. Lightning Strike is back in standard. It's 3 damage to any target. It's just a great card at common status, 2 mana. The damage to any target is really good, and that, 3 damage is just brilliant. You can do it to the planeswalkers, to the creatures, to the opponent to get your wins in. Maybe with some doubling spells, you can get this doing it twice. It's just a classic card, and it's a really good card for the mono red decks, and it's definitely going to see play in all Magic of budget and meta decks. Not much more to say about that card. It's just a very good card. Next is Resolute Reinforcements. So it's a 1/1 for 2 mana, 1 and a white. It has flash, which is why I like this card, and comes in and makes an extra body. So if you're being attacked with 2 creatures, you might be about to lose. This can come in there, ends the battlefield, create a 1/1 soldier creature token. Now, if we can get this in any sort of blink deck, that'd be very good as well, because you can just make multiple, another creature, making those tokens. If you go back and look at cards like we spoke about Phoenix Chick, that needs those extra creatures to attack 3 or more, you put in this and making some kind of maybe red-white token deck, this will be really good for me. Just an all-in-all value card for an uncommon status. If there's any kind of human or soldier tribal deck as well, this is certainly going to be going in there for you. So next up on my list is Yava Iconoclast, and that has taken me about 4 attempts to say that name, and I probably still butchered it. 1 and a green, 3/2, trample, like it. Elf for tribal, possibly. Red-green aggro, still, the trample is very good when you playing those sort of decks as well. Yavamaya enters the battlefield. If it was kicked, it gets +1/1 and gains haste until end of turn, so you can come down and swing in with a 4/3 trampler. Even for just, paying that for the 3 mana is good, but still, as a 2 mana, 3/2 with trample is very good, up stats, and has that great trample ability for definitely some, green decks that are splashing red possibly, or, maybe you're going tricolour, but this for me is a really good budget stompy green creature. Next we go to Tularean Terror. Now this is cool. This is 5/5. It costs 7, but it can cost 1 less to cast for each instant sorcery in your graveyard. So this potentially could cost 1 blue mana for a 5/5 that has Ward 2, so going to be hard to kill. Any of these new 1 mana, 2 mana spells, always going to cost 2 more. So this is a really good finisher for blue again, or maybe putting it, like I said, in Dimir control decks. We're getting a couple of nice finishers for, that's what we need. When you're playing budget decks, you need cards and creatures potentially to finish out games, and Tularean Terror can definitely do that, like the Djinn of the Fountain that we spoke about earlier as well. So it definitely gives us some really cool budget finishers for us to take on the meta with all those rares and mythics. Second to last card, 1 mana, cut down, amazing uncommon this, destroy target creature with total power and toughness 5 or less. Now, it sounds very situational, but it is going to hit so many creatures and early creatures, aggro creatures coming at you. For 1 mana, this is going to be perfect. When you think of, cards we've had like Fatal Push in the past as well, for me, this is going to be super strong for us, going to be great in standard. Destroying target creature with total power and toughness 5 or less, you are going to hit so many creatures, 0/1s, 1/2s, 2/2. It's just going to hit so many and going to be a staple in not only budget decks, but just every deck that's basically playing black will have this as the removal. But I'm so happy to see this ready for mono black for myself, because I do love playing that deck. So the last card I picked out is Protect the Negotiators. 1 and a blue, has Kick a white as well. If this spell was kicked, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. So for 3 mana, that would be nice to get a blocker down. And counter target spell unless its controller pays 1 for each creature you control. So it could honestly just be a counter spell. It's not even counter target non-creature or anything like it. It's counter target spell, which for me makes it really good. Now, I know it's going to be situational, but we have 3 mana counter spells that we've used in the past before. So this for uncommon, to pay, 1, a white and a blue, get a creature token as well. Nice little defender for you, and then potentially counter the spell as well. And if you've got more tokens on the battlefield, it is just going to probably be a straight up counter spell. It's definitely early on as well. This is great. I'm loving it. It's a nice blue card, splashing the white, and I think this is a really good counter spell for us budget players. And like a lot of these cards that I've just mentioned, will be, you'll be sitting in very soon on the channel in decks when I brew and cast loads of different decks around budget cards for us, just so we can start off the new set. It's hard. You want all the rares and stuff. You can't do it. So, these decks are good for doing your dailies. And like I've been, a lot of people have said to me with, a lot of my budget decks, they're climbing the ranks of them, which is amazing. You're a lot better players than me. And, I'm hearing you taking dizzy heights with some of the decks, which is lovely. And it's, it's just what I love to hear. So if there's any other cards in the last couple of days you think are really good budget decks in the common and uncommon status, chuck them in the comments down below. If there's any cards that you've seen you want me to build around, let me know as well. Budget status, I will try and do. Even if it's a rare, put it in there. We do the 5 rares or less normally. So if there's a rare that you like and you think, right, can we make a budget deck around this? Let me know in the comments as well. Thanks for all the support on the videos recently. I much appreciated. If you want to support me, you can go and become a Patreon for the Total MTG Army. I'd love that. The links will be in the description. Liking the videos and watching to the end. If you're still here, let me know. That supports me so much and really helps, especially when the videos come out. So much appreciated to you that are still here hearing me babbling. Anyway, you lot take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Next up is my one and only green card that I found so far, which is Yava Maya My one and only green card that I found, which is Yava Iconoclast. Now, this Iconoclast, wow, butchered that name completely. What's my name? God, flipping out. It's mine, a goldfish.